This is a song I really like because it's about mothers and children. And show me your hand, this left hand and that finger, and can you see I've got a ring on that finger to show that I'm married. But if I didn't have a ring in there, then I could say I was single. And the song says that, it says, when I was single, and then it says, I used to comb my hair. Now I'm married, show me when you might have a watch, I haven't the time to spare. And then it says, oh, you know how hard mothers work. Oh, they work so hard, oh my word. Oh my, they work hard. And this song says, it's a life, a weary, weary life. You wag your finger, you're better to be single than to be a married wife. Let's put that all together and say, when I was single, I used to comb my hair. Now I'm married, I haven't the time to spare. It's a life, a weary, weary life. You're better to be single than to be a married wife. The next verse has got an interesting because it's when I was single, I used a powder puff. In the old days, ladies had powder and a puffy thing to put it on their faces with to make them look pale and interesting. Nowadays, of course, they have wonderful eye makeup and lipstick and all kinds of other things. But in this old song it says, when I was single, I used a powder puff. Now I'm married, show me your pockets are empty, nothing in your pockets, I can't afford the stuff. Put that all together. When I was single, I used a powder puff. Now I'm married, I can't afford the stuff. It's a life, a weary, weary life. You're better to be single than to be a married wife. Because when you're married, then what comes along usually? Children. And what do children say? Well, they sometimes say please, and they sometimes say thank you. But what they often say is, I want, can I have? And you just say to the mammy, I want that, mammy. So the song says, one says, mammy, help me into my pram. Try that for me. One says, mammy, help me into my pram. Another says, mammy, gee's a piece and jam, bread and jam, show me. Let's put these together. One says, mammy, help me into my pram. Another says, mammy, gee's a piece and jam. It's a life, a weary, weary life. You're better to be single than to be a married wife. And the last verse says, one says, mammy, help me into my bed. And now it was really strange, it says. Another says, mammy, scratch my wooden leg. Well, if you scratch the wooden leg, you'd probably get splinters in your nails, wouldn't you? But it's in the song, scratch my wooden leg. Let's see if we can sing it. One says, mammy, help me into my bed. Another says, mammy, scratch my wooden leg. It's a life, a weary, weary life. You're better to be single than to be a married wife. Think we can do the whole song together? I think we can. Let's try it from the beginning. It starts off with, when I was single, I used to comb my hair, haven't the time to spare. Then the next one says, used a powder puff, and then it says, can I afford the stuff? And then it says, one says, mammy, help me into my pram. Another says, piece and jam. And the last one says, help me into my bed and scratch my wooden leg. Here we go. 1, 2. When I was single, I used to comb my hair. Now I'm married, I haven't the time to spare. It's a life, a weary, weary life. You're better to be single than to be a married wife. When I was single, I used a powder puff. Now I'm married, I can't afford the stuff. It's a life, a weary, weary life. You're better to be single than to be a married wife. One says, mammy, help me into my pram. Another says, mammy, gee's a piece and jam. It's a life, a weary, weary life. you're better to be single than to be a married wife. One says, Mommy, help me into my bed. Another says, Mommy, scratch my wooden leg. It's a life, a weary, weary life. You're better to be single than to be a married wife. And I hope maybe you'll sing that to your mother and see if she, I hope she doesn't agree, but she might laugh because she'll think that could be said. Well done, folks. I hope you enjoyed singing the song.